split party from before, but now they're unified against Cubas. The second case now, which comes after this book, is El Partido Liberal in Honduras. They went against their own president and voted in bloc against Zelaya. He didn't have one vote in favor. So this is the second case, and of course you have the Perez case, but also I can't remember the full votes there in the impeachment, how Los Adecos voted in the Perez case, if they were totally against him or not.
Yeah, they agreed unified against him.
Yeah.
From having been in majority in both chambers, they turned against him after the economic package. So that was the first time that they confronted themselves in the history.
Yeah. So you have these three cases, but you have many more cases, of course, of parties in European regimes. Or you change leadership, then you change prime minister. But clearly, what you might see, I haven't studied it too much, and there's too few numbers, too few seem to be sure on this, but obviously and clearly, if you have a strong party system and a strong party in backing up the president, these kind of events are very unlikely. You can see in the earlier cases, Collor de Mello comes from a populist party, so, and the Kurt Whalen hypothesis, quick up and then quick down. You could see it in the Fujimori case, a populist party that his electoral vehicle, when push comes to shove, it's not much. They tried to institutionalize the party, but basically didn't work. So in terms of a scandal that erupted, it just falls because it doesn't have the social structures or the organization or the contact with unions or whatever. Interesting thing is of where the parties have turned against the president are three strong parties. In Honduras with Partido Liberal, Los Adecos in Venezuela, and Colorados in Paraguay. So that's quite interesting to the stronger parties. That's where you actually might turn on the president. But what you also see is the effect of this
but not against Lenin.
No.
That's interesting.
But of course in Argentina as well, they didn't vote out de la Rúa, but of course there was a total split up there. But interestingly, after these events, what you see is that the parties supporting presidents that have been removed, they really get into trouble. There are some exceptions. In Paraguay is one exception. The Liberal Party in Honduras has survived, but they've had the worst result ever in the last election. Really, really bad. The radicals managed to get back in Argentina. But apart from that, Reformist Party in the Dominican Republic just died out with Balaguer. The electoral vehicle for Serrano went down the drain, and so on. So there might be some links there, but it's interesting to see that where you have the strongest party, it's actually with more support, which has been required actually for the party to turn on the president. They have done so. In Paraguay, it's a majority government. Perez was a majority government. In Honduras, it was not a full majority, but a plurality government, and the other party turned on the president. The other majority president has been removed was Gonzalo Sanchez Lozada. He had an alliance behind it, but also there you see the parties die out. So there's things there, but it's not much studies in terms of, because if you want to study this, I think you have to do really good case studies and look at what's happening in these parties. Follow that. What's happening in the Liberal Party.
Follow the factionalism.
Yes. Because when I studied up on the Honduran case, it became clearer and clearer that there's been two factions fighting for quite some time. So you need to really do a party study and then follow it through years, I think, and look at what's going on here, because comes this scandal, okay, let's use this as a way to, and of course the
so decades back, normally I believe.
But it's an interesting angle to look at the parties. But you need good case studies to do that, because I think the evidence you might find, you can't find from these broad strokes that I'm looking at all. I've found some tendencies in the Honduras case, and I've read several other case studies that indicate or point to, in Paraguay and Venezuela, point to these faction struggles. But it's clearly understudied how the nexus between parties and these paid presidents, how that works.
Okay. Thank you very much, Leif.
Thank you.